What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 189. And we start today's episode off with a brief recap of the squad we have inherited here at Sheffield United ahead of our first games back with the Blaze. As you can see, they're still playing the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond narrow system that we set up with them in our final year in charge at Bramwell Lane. And as we saw in the last episode when we joined the team, there is a really good amount of talent here. There are a few aging players, of course, including Jack O'Connor and Oliver McBurnie, the former of which who's due to retire at the end of our first season in charge. But with the transfer window right around the corner, I'm already starting to think about the players I want to bring to Bramwell Lane, perhaps bring back to Bramwell Lane, those young stars that have gone elsewhere, and of course the main trio of Tony, Walsh and Shaw as well. But I'll give these players some chances to prove themselves, and for the first game returning with Sheffield United, this would be my lineup heading into the game away at Ashton Gate against Bristol City, who right now sit rock bottom of the Premier League with just one win in their first 15 games. So heading into this game, I've got to be honest here, man, I was so nervous for it. I wanted a winning start, and I could not afford to slip up against the weakest side in the division right now based on the form table. So taking on Bristol City, David Turnbull, you would have noticed, was going to be our captain for the game. He's taken the armband in our absence, and 18 minutes in, we had the breakthrough, and it came through Elliot Harris, one of the academy graduates we promoted back when we were managing Sheffield United. He's now an 85 rated striker, and he gets our first goal in our second stint here at Bramwell Lane. Lovely through ball by his strike partner, the French striker Guibels, into Harris, and it was a really clinical finish by Neil's nephew as well, as he finds the bottom corner. Chopper would have been proud of that one, as he makes it Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 1. So leading by a goal 44 minutes into the game, should have been 2-0 up. It was that man again, Harris, who doubled the score here right before the break, but unfortunately you see his reaction here, slapping the turf in frustration. The goal was disallowed for offside. Guibels rolling it through again. These two had such a great chemistry in the first half, and I thought Harris was onside there, but unfortunately goal was disallowed, and correctly so. But it was all Elliot Harris in the first half. He and Guibels were running things. Bristol City couldn't really cope with the two up top here, and 4 minutes after the restart, golden chance to make it 2 and double our lead. And as Bristol City try and pass out from the back, they get it horribly wrong. Moore surrenders possession. Locatelli wins it back, and credit the Italian there with a really intelligent piece of play. Charges down the clearance, but doesn't put the ball on the deck. Quickly knocks it forward to Guibels because he knows the Frenchman's going to be onside and one-on-one. Does both in one motion there after winning the ball back. Rolls it through to Guibels, and as you can see, a clinical finish on the volley makes it 2. And to us, we were in complete control in this game, as you'd expect here. Golden chance to make it 3, right past the hour mark. That man Guibels on the ball again, rolling it through to Cuisance as the French boys linked up, but were denied by a super save by the goalkeeper. One thing I really liked in this game though is that even when we got our 2-goal cushion, we weren't just conserving energy, knocking the ball around on the ground and playing for possession and pass accuracy, if you will. Even though we had a game on Tuesday night, we were still going all out in our attacks, pushing lime green bodies forward as much as we could in search of a third goal, and we got one in the 69th minute, and it's that young man once again. Remember the name, Elliot Harris, Neil's nephew. The guy was just on fire. Receives the ball from Pierre, drags it back, and the finish, absolutely glorious, into the top corner as he bends it in for his second of the game. I love the fact both his goals as well. He was already celebrating before the ball hit the back of the net. He already knew they'd found a goal. So 3-0 up at this point. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on to the clean sheet. Did surrender it with 15 minutes to go here. And this was really poor from me as well. What should I do on the replay with Jack O'Connor here? Drag him way out of position and then try and recover and then just go all over the place with Jack there. Terrible, terrible marking. I can't blame on the AI. That was poor from me there as Bristol City do get themselves a consolation with quarter an hour remaining on the clock. But I must say, I did find this quite interesting. After the goal, I took off the youngster Harris as I wanted to play him on Tuesday night, and look at the reaction from the fans here behind the goal, putting their hands in their heads, throwing their hands up in the air and saying, what is the manager doing, as he takes off the star of the game. It was mainly just to make sure he wouldn't be too burnt out for the clash on Tuesday night against Fulham at Bramwell Lane. So I took off Harris. The fans weren't happy about it as Wilson came on, and from kickoff, as we passed our way forward, Wallace finds Reggie Cannon down the right, into the man Wilson off the bench, stops on a dime, takes it around Moore, slides it across, and there's David Turnbull to make it 4. And I was just looking at the fans, looking at them as Turnbull's celebrating there. I wasn't putting my finger to my lips or putting my hand to my ears if I can't hear the criticism. What are you saying? I was just thinking, lads, just chill, yeah? I know what I'm doing. I was manager here for 4 years, okay? These are the youth boys that I nurtured in the academy before giving them their senior deals. I know what I'm doing. I know how to manage this side. Wilson with the assist off the bench in his first involvement, and Turnbull, lovely finish as well, guides it into the bottom corner, makes it 4-1. 3-goal cushion restored, and I could not have asked for a better performance from the lads in my first game back as Sheffield United manager. I'll be totally honest here, heading into the game, I was incredibly nervous for it. As we know, against the AI and Ultimate Difficulty, sometimes these are the games which are the most difficult to win. With Bristol City only 1 win in 15 games, I did feel confident despite the nerves, and I was so pleased to see a couple of players out there really star. Turnbull was superb, Guibels as well, played really well, 2 a goal and assist, but the main man was, of course, Elliot Harris. He was absolutely fantastic as I win on my first game back in charge of the Blades. Long way to go, lots of the season still remaining, still half the season left to play, but that's the perfect way to start. I couldn't have asked for a better return to life here at Bramwell Lane. But following the game, as you could see, you might have noticed when I was running through the squad in the last episode, 3 players do have their deals that come at the end of the year, and they are 3 important players as well. Elliot Harris, Pierre Richet and David Turnbull, all 3 of which starred in our first game. Richet got an assist, Harris bagged 2 goals, and Turnbull got one as well. I had to give them all contracts straight away. With the January transfer window right around the corner, I was not going to leave it to chance. I needed to tie them down, offer them extensions, which they all signed. And I must say as well, I think those 3 players there could be the start of us building a new core here with Sheffield United. They're going to be like the 3 main members of the new core, I feel, here at Bramwell Lane. And speaking of Bramwell Lane, for our second and final game of today's episode, we would return for my first game under the lights here in Yorkshire. And honestly, I got a roaring reception as I led the team out from the tunnel, heading into this game at home to Fulham. And after beating Bristol City on the weekend, this game coming on Tuesday night, I did decide to make a lot of changes to my lineup into the game due to fitness reasons, but I wanted the same sort of performance and the same result as well. So right through the first whistle, we were in attack mode and looking for that early goal. Elliot Harris, who starred on the weekend, almost made it 1-0 there. Fabulous saves, it was still goalless, and then Santos' effort went way over the bar from the resulting corner and behind for a goal kick. But a few minutes later, Fulham had their first chance of the game here as Josh Onoma takes it around Tadibo, who got himself in a real mix-up here. And as Matt O'Reilly, Millwall legend from my Football Manager save, rolls it through to Sandoval, he finds Onoma. And what a bizarre first goal to see at Bramwell Lane for me returning here to my old club. What on earth happened here? I don't know, but Onoma somehow managed to squeeze it in off the post. The ball trickled across the goal line, and Reggie Cannon took an age to clear it, and unfortunately too long. He eventually hoofed it away, but the VAR confirmed it was a goal. Cannon didn't react in time. I was so annoyed as well, because I was hammering down circle like a madman, but Fulham had the lead, and I was just so frustrated that goal was the first one I would concede back at Bramwell Lane. So trailing by a goal, unexpectedly so. It only took a few minutes for us to get back on level terms. It was that man once again, David Turnbull. He's wearing the armband since we've returned. Do we keep him as captain now that we came back here to Bramwell Lane, or do we look to give it to someone different? I'm not entirely sure, because of course we signed him from Motherwell during our original stint with Bramwell Lane. I do like the fact he's taken the armband, and he's performing since I've returned as well. 2 goals in 2 games for David. That's his 9th of the season as well in the Premier League, as we draw back on level terms. And with 9 minutes to go before the break, we'd find ourselves in front through Oliver McBurnie, but as the Scots linked up for the goal, unfortunately it was the second time in 2 games we'd had a goal ruled out for offside, but both were the correct decision. Ollie rolls it through to the skipper, but as you can see, he's just offside Turnbull when he receives the original pass, and despite giving it back to McBurnie, he finds the back of the net. The goal was rightfully called off for offside. So still 1-1 in this game. Despite Fulham's early goal, we were looking a far superior side, and it seems like it was just going to be a matter of if, matter of when, not if, we could find a second goal. In the second half, golden chance for Turnbull to bag his brace and make it 2-1. That finished wide of the post, but 9 minutes after the restart, they linked up in the first half, the goal disallowed, but this one stands. Oliver McBurnie! Can you believe it? The number 9 still here after 9 seasons in this save. And he scores the goal to get us in front. Rolled through by David. I love this as well. Uses his body to shield the ball. We've always known McBurnie's got a body on him. He's very, very physical, this lad. Even at 30-something now. Wonderful little turn there. And the finish to match as well. Oliver McBurnie. I can't believe he's still here, and he gets the goal to put us in front. Oh, I absolutely love that. What a lovely goal there, as it's 2-1 and the turnaround was complete. And again, it was really a matter of when we get the second goal, not if. We were in full control in this game, even though Fulham did have the lead. It was really, just attack versus defence in this game. Every single time we went forward, we looked like scoring, and with 10 minutes to go, we would wrap the points up. The boys off the bench here linking up for our third goal. Tyler Griffiths, the American out of the academy from season 3, I think it was, storms down the right, rolls it across, and Guebels, the French striker who scored at Ashton Gate, comes off the bench to wrap it up. Final score, Sheffield United 3, Fulham 1. The result really was a formality. We knew we were going to get the win in this game. We were in complete control from the first whistle, even when Fulham did take the shock lead early on. And in my first game back at Bramall Lane, the fans can celebrate my return with a victory. 3-1 at the final score. Back-to-back victories to start my second stint off here at Sheffield United, but with over half the season still left to play and outside the top 4, there is still an awful lot of work to do if we're to hit those 3 very strong objectives of finishing in the top 4, reaching the FA Cup final and winning the Europa League as well. And with the January transfer window right around the corner too, expect some big changes to this Sheffield United side in my first transfer window back. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for a massive triple header in the next episode as we take on Spurs, Everton, and Wolves as well.